Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to give you 7 tips on therapy. First tip is when you're in therapy, know your end goal. Do not step into therapy without having an idea of what it is you're trying to accomplish. For example, when I'm done with my 4 sessions, I want to be able to walk down the street and feel safe. That way, when you go into a session, your therapist can keep your end goal in mind, you can keep your end goal in mind, and it kind of helps the therapist to lead your session to help you reach your goal. So my second tip to you would be to learn to trust your therapist. Learn to trust them in the sense of trust that they're guiding you. Trust that they respect your end goal. Trust that they want to see you do well. They're in a position where they're talking to a stranger and they're trying to get to know some of the most deepest wounds that you've experienced, and it takes time. So give your therapist a chance to get to know you. Be as open as you can be so that they can get a full understanding of what it is you're experiencing so that they can help you. If you lie to your therapist, they cannot help you and you are wasting your time and just giving them free money. Third tip is to prep your post-session environment. When you're done with your session, you want to be able to go somewhere where you feel at peace. You want to be able to go somewhere where you can decompress, because what you don't want to do is go into your session, which is probably a bit intense, unpacking everything that you've experienced, and then going straight back into day-to-day life. That can be very stressful. So what I like to do after my therapy session is I like to have my nice treat ready. I like to go for a walk in nature. Sometimes I'll stop and get some Starbucks, sit to myself, and just allow my mind to decompress. What can happen is you go from an intense environment where you're talking about some of your deepest, darkest wounds, and then you go straight back to your day-to-day life, and it can be so overwhelming. So tip number 4 is to pull it from the root and awaken the wound. When you go into your therapy session and you have your goal in mind, whatever it is that you're going in to work on, be ready to dig deep for that wound, for that pain, so that you can speak it up. Once you speak it, when you're free, it's not a secret anymore, and you've pulled it from the root. You're not picking off the petals talking about the little stuff. You're taking it from the root. You're getting down to the deep nitty-gritty problem so that you can be free, right? Tip number 5, embrace the breakthroughs. So after a session, I usually have some sort of breakthrough. So my therapist helps me to realize whatever it is I need to see or know so that I can overcome my hardship. After a session, if you walk out and you realize, oh, I was doing A and B because of C, or I was doing B and C because of A. That's a breakthrough. Celebrate yourself, be proud of yourself. Treat yourself, do something peaceful, like I said, after a session, because you've earned it. You're doing the hard work. Breakthroughs are a sign that you're doing the hard work. You're doing something that a lot of people are afraid to do. So definitely celebrate your breakthroughs. Tip number 6 is refill your cup with knowledge. Your therapist cannot be responsible for your mental health. You're responsible for your mental health. So on top of going to therapy, you should also be refilling your cup with knowledge. That means reading books. I highly suggest reading self-help books so that you can get extra tips from these certified therapists, psychologists, counselors, whatever. You're getting extra tips from them as well that you can also bring into therapy or use outside of therapy. That's really what you want. You want to be able to step away from therapy when you feel ready and be a stronger, smarter, more knowledgeable person, so that when you ever meet a problem and you're face to face with an issue, you have more tools than you did in the past when you were really hurt. You have more tools now to process the situation on your own and not have so many hiccups and stumbles and humps in your journey. The last tip is to do your homework and journal. If your therapist gives you homework, that's awesome, because she or he is giving you tips that you can take home and practice outside of your sessions. I highly suggest journaling. I do it. It helps me to get my thoughts out and do it in a way in which I'm not being judged, and I'm doing it in a way in which I can just freely express myself and get my feelings heard. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll write my feelings down and I'll just be done with it, or I'll go back and I'll read it at a later time to get perspective on what I was going through. One of the techniques my therapist taught me is that you can write down what you're feeling in one color and then write down the answer in another. So for example, in red you can write down, why is this such a hard experience for me? And then in another color you can write the answer. This is a hard experience for me because it's something I've never done before. I hope you enjoyed these 7 tips on how to get through and enjoy and get the best experience from your therapy. And if you want to see more, please like, comment, and follow, or like, comment, subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.